Let's move on. Running backs. We're going into Ryan Nanny's top 5 running backs.
Expert.
In the 2015 draft.
Yeah.
Number 1, kind of a no-brainer.
It's definitely Melvin Gordon. I mean, he was, given what he had to deal with around him at Wisconsin, it's not like there were passing threats that he really had to deflect from getting the attention. He's your clear number 1. After that, I would say it's Todd Gurley. And Todd Gurley, if he wasn't coming off an ACL injury late in the year, maybe would have jumped Melvin Gordon.
Those are the two names. Even as just a casual observer of the game, I would always just see Todd Gurley and Melvin Gordon running over someone and then burst of speed all the way to the end zone. Melvin Gordon's numbers defy logic. 7.5 yards per carry in 2014. For almost 2,600 yards and 29 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's beyond anything that even makes sense.
Right, and given that everybody knew what they were going, it's not like he was a surprise, like, oh man, Melvin Gordon came out of nowhere. They knew coming into the season he was going to be the bulk of the offense, and he took the ball and basically ran all over everybody with it, with the exception of Ohio State.
Yeah. And number 3, a surprise pick here, you have Ameer Abdullah from Nebraska.
Yeah, I like him because even though he's not the biggest guy, he's already put on a lot of muscle and weight. He has a reputation, or had a reputation, in the Nebraska locker room of just being a monster in the weight room, which is certainly something you like to see of somebody who doesn't have that naturally bigger frame. He's also a very patient runner. He doesn't just try to find the outside and just, run to daylight. He lets plays develop. He doesn't get ahead of his blockers. And he's also a very useful receiver. So he is the kind of guy who, even though he doesn't necessarily have the raw power of a Melvin Gordon or a Todd Gurley, he gives you enough other things to be a very nice second, third round kind of running back.
Worth noting, he also impressed during his week at the Senior Bowl, and made the honor roll while majoring in history. And NFL front office people love any player who didn't just major in communications.
It's true, and Nebraska football, as of late, history seems to be, the focus for them.
Number 4, you've got Jay Ajayi, the only running back whose first name appears in his last name in this draft.
Total value there. Yeah. He's his own depth chart, basically. I like Ajayi because he reminds me in some ways of Todd Gurley if you took a little bit away here and there. He's not quite as fast. He's not quite as strong. He's definitely not as good as protecting the ball. He has some fumble issues.
Discount Gurley.
He's sort of like designer imposter Todd Gurley, which is a great thing to have, certainly. The one question you maybe have about him is that I think he led college football in carries last year, so you worry about mileage. That said, Le'Veon Bell at Michigan State his last year got a ton of mileage, and it's not like that stopped him.
He had 4,000 carries his last year.
But it's not like that stopped him from being a productive running back in the NFL.
The Steelers were like, we're going to give you the ball more.
We like that. What if we could double that?
And then rounding out your top 5, Duke Johnson from
the U.
Yes.
From the indomitable U. So the biggest questions with him are probably size and health. Broke his ankle in 2013, and I think bounced back from it reasonably well in 2014, but still it wasn't the kind of situation where they said, all right, we feel confident that we can give you the ball 25 times a game. But he's just totally fearless and terrifying. Like, for a guy who's not naturally huge, he plays like he is, and that's a very fun thing unless you have to try to tackle him.
He's got the right attitude for someone who went to Miami.
Exactly.
A very intriguing top 5 running backs. It's a deep class. We did not even talk about Tevin Coleman or TJ Yeldon.
Yeah.
So if you disagree and want to yell at Ryan, please go to the comments.